Hello, it is Mr. Trochet with another video lesson. Wanted to get through this really quickly so you don't waste a lot of time. 7.2.1. Let's get going. All right. So we're going to be finding the missing information from proportional relationships, meaning that both sides are equal. And so when they are equal, that means what you do on one side is pretty much the same on the other. And we're going to figure out how we can solve that. So let's get started with 796. Casey was trying to figure out how many pounds of Havarti cheese she could buy for $10, knowing that 3 pounds costs $7.50. So what are some ways that we can do this? Well, there's a lot of ways that we can do this. The first way is what you're used to, most likely, is cross multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 10. And when I do that, these 10s cancel out. And then I'm going to multiply both sides by 750. So 750, which is cross multiplication, by the way. And so these 750s cross out. And then I am left with 30 pounds equals $7.50x. All right. And then what you do is you just simplify 0.75, 7.5, and then you can find out there. So that is going to be 4 pounds because 7.5 and 15 is 2 times 2 is 4. So that is going to be x equals 4. And what does that x equals 4 mean? Well, that is going to be, if you look here, if you look right here, x is on top, and on top we have pounds. So x is pounds, so it's going to be 4 pounds. All right, and that's one way you can do it, cross multiplication, and there's more than one way, but let's keep going to the next problem, which is 7-97. Just for some other ideas, give me 1 second. All right, and another way you can do this is, one, you can find the unit rate if you wanted to. So 3 pounds divided by 7.5, I don't know what happened there. And then move it over. And then you would find the unit rate. All right, and so that is going to be pounds per dollars. And so you can figure out how many pounds per dollars. And then once you have that, you just multiply it by 10 to get $10 on both sides and see how many pounds that is. So for example, 75 goes in here. That's going to be, let's see, I think it's 0.4. All right, so then you get 0.4 is the unit rate, and you multiply it by 10, and then you get 0.4 per pound times it by $10, 10 pounds, or by 10 is 4 pounds. All right, there's a couple ways to do that. Let's move on to 7-97. We have $4.23 for every half hour. How much money would he earn after 1 full week of work, which is 40 hours? Well, there's a few ways you can do this. What do you think Reem is thinking of doing here? The first thing you can do is I would just multiply by 2 to both sides. And then actually, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Let me go ahead and say that again. If I multiply, basically I've multiplied by 2 both sides. I was going to do a half, but I think 2 is better. That's going to be $8.46 over 1 hour, right? That's still a proportion. It's 2 over 2, so I actually don't have to do both sides. I apologize. 2 divided by 2 on this side, so that's going to be x and 40. So what I did is I used a giant 1, 2 divided by 2, and I changed this fraction to $8.46 over 1 hour or per hour. So I just doubled it so I know what I got per hour. That's my unit rate, actually. So it's $8.46 per hour. And then I can just multiply that by 40, which makes it nice and easy. So times this by 40. So when I multiply this by 40, multiply this by 40, 40s cross out on the right side. The left side is just pretty much 40 times 8.46. All right, and yeah, that's going to be your answer there. Give me 1 second. Again, I apologize. All right, I just keep getting alerts. And then 40 times 8.46. If you had a calculator out here, what would that equal? 40 times 8.46 is $338.4. And that's how you do it. So you must know how long it will take him to earn $1,000. Write and solve an equation that you can do that. So I'll just write it up here, 338.4. So we have 338.4 is 40 hours. He wants to know how long it will take him to earn $1,000. So one way you can do that is know what your rate is. So remember, like y equals mx plus b. Well, we don't really have a starting point. We know what our rate is, right? We know our rate is going to be $8.46. So my rate is going here. So that's y equals 8.46 x. Now, I don't have a starting point because I start with 0 when I don't work any hours. It's 0 hours, right? 0 hours, $0. So I don't need the b. And then what is my y? Well, my y is my total. My y is my total, and that is going to be $1,000. So your equation should be 1,000 equals 8.46x. And then you would just solve for x like this. Again, I'm using y equals mx plus b. We haven't seen that in a while, but that will be it. X is going to equal, x is going to equal 1,000 divided by 8.46 is 118.2. All right. And make sure you understand what you need to do for the math. Obviously, long division is going to be helpful. But you know what? Calculator for this problem, as long as you can set it up, I'm going to be very happy. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me see what problems we need to do next. Okay. And we have 7-98 next. So we're going to go ahead and do that one. And in this word problems, we have Shiloh knows it takes 5 cups of flour to make 2 recipes of cookies. All right, so 5 cups and 2 recipes. That's on this side right here. And then we have 13 cups left in the cupboard. So how many recipes can you make? So here's a proportion that we can have. This equation looks difficult to solve. So we asked friend Carolyn for help. Carolyn said, if it takes 5 cups of flour to make 2 recipes, then it makes 2.5 cups for each recipe. That's our unit rate. Ooh, I love this. Which is the multiplier. Now, multiplier and unit rates are pretty much the same thing. It's what you multiply by. Can you just use the multiplier to write an equation? So we wrote F, where S stands for flour, and that's our X. Or, I mean, not X, that's our total, right? And then R stands for the number of recipes. Then I would solve this equation to find out how many recipes. So then we have 13, which is our total. For our cups, we have our unit rate here, and then we have our variable, which is our recipes. And recipes, look right here, is X recipes. So we know that R is going to be our X. Is this equation correct? And yes, they are correct. Is Sheila's and Carolyn's equations correct? You can do it this way, or you can do it this way. And I'm going to go ahead and clear the board real quick. You can do it this way or this way. Either way is going to be perfectly fine as long as you make sure it's organized correctly. So cups on top, recipes on bottoms on this side, and the same on that side. And if that's too much to handle, you can always use y equals mx plus b, but there's no starting point in this situation. All right, x plus b. So are they correct? Yes. Why are they correct? Well, they're correct because they both represent finding recipes. They both represent solving for the missing variable. Represent solving for missing variable. And does your solution work in both Shiloh's and Carolyn's equation? Does your solution work? Well, what's my solution? What I would do is I would just solve it this way. Let's just do it this. 13 equals 2.5, and I'm just converting my fraction, r, and I just divide by 2.5. Divide by 2.5. And that is going to equal 5, 10. I'm just going to do it on the calculator. 13 divided by 2.5 is 5.2 equals r. So definitely you can do 5.2 equals r, but that's only going to be 5 recipes because you really can't make a portion of a recipe. It's kind of hard to do that. But I would say, yes, the solution works, because if you were to plug it in, but just know it is 5.2 as a whole answer, but you would say it's going to be 5 recipes as an answer for a word problem. All right. I think that's going to be it. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. I hope you have a great day, and make sure you do your homework. I will see you all very soon.